Hi, I just want to take a few minutes today to talk about that ugly word pyramid scheme, and is Beachbody a pyramid scheme? I remember when I talked to my upline coach, when I was thinking about being a coach myself, that was a huge concern of mine because pyramid scheme is a dirty word. And, I asked her just straight up, is Beachbody a pyramid scheme? And she tossed back to me, she said, well, what is your understanding of a pyramid scheme? And I said, well, my understanding, well, first of all, I didn't have a clear understanding. I just knew it was a bad word, and I knew that it went something like this, and this may not even be accurate. Um, basically it's kind of like you have people underneath you, and the people underneath you pay you a certain amount of money, or you get a certain amount of their commissions per month on their sales, and that's kind of how you build your business. Is you get a bunch of underlings underneath you, and then all of a sudden the money that they're making with their customers kind of trickles up in a way, swimming upstream to you. That was my understanding of a pyramid scheme. Um, and the thing is that, well, we'll get into it in a little bit, but Beachbody is not like that at all. Pyramid schemes in that form are illegal. You may know of some other companies like that, like Amway, but they really don't exist in terms of how Beachbody operates. So why did Beachbody decide to go with this kind of multi-level networking way of doing business? Well, the guys that founded Beachbody, Carl Deichler and his partner, they were infomercial guys. You may remember seeing years and years ago the original P90X infomercial with a guy named Tony Horton. And it actually took them a long time to get word of mouth about that program out in the world, because it wasn't a success the first time. They had to keep doing it over and doing it over and doing it over. And finally it caught on. But what they also found was that the people, their test groups, the people that had initially bought P90X were actually on forums. And on those forums, they were talking with each other, networking, talking about successes, struggles, this and that, kind of what we're doing with our challenge groups. And they kind of, it struck a chord with them. They said, well, maybe this is how we need to operate. We don't need to spend a ton of money, at least in the beginning, doing marketing for these things. This is a lot of word of mouth. And there are success stories too. So when you see on beachbody.com, you say, the guy who's kind of obese, and then after P90X he's lost a ton of weight, and says, results will vary. Keep in mind, Beachbody is definitely going to show you the best results they can. But if you take a look at the people in this group, you take a look at myself, some of your other friends that have done these programs, those right there, those people are your barometers for success. I mean, that's proof to me, and should be proof to you, that these programs do work. Real people getting real results. It's pretty awesome. I did want to talk about how the structure is for Beachbody. Now, they are a multi-level networking company. So what that means is that as you get coaches underneath you, you help build up their business, meaning that you kind of give them the tools to the trade. And we're going to do the same thing for you all once we get started. We're going to give you all the tools to be successful. The money that you make, your commissions, are 100% yours. I don't get a piece of that, or Megan doesn't get a piece of that, or any of the other coaches don't get a piece of yours. What happens is that as you rank advance, then your upline coach will rank advance too. If you become an emerald coach, that may push them to be a diamond coach. And what happens then is that Beachbody Corporate rewards them with what we call bonus cycles. With those bonus cycles, it may be anywhere from like $14 to $18 per coach per quarter, and if you have a lot of coaches underneath that, it adds up. But keep in mind, that's coming from Beachbody Corporate. It's not coming from people underneath you. So that's why it's so important for you to get coaches underneath you that are business builders. It's good to have discount coaches, because a lot of times they just want to be a coach to get that 25% discount on Shakeology or the programs, and that's perfectly fine. And maybe they'll find that passion, they'll get that bug, and they'll want to help other people. And that's ultimately what you'd love to have. Sometimes discount coaches turn to those other coaches, but to find a person who already has that passion for health and fitness and wants to find programs like Beachbody that they identify with, and that they can push on to other people, that's fantastic. And I even hate using that word push, because really what we're doing is we're sharing. We're not pushing at all. We're going to get into a video later on called How Not to Be a Salesman, because I'm a horrible salesman. I did sales for Savannah College of Art and Design in the admission department, essentially selling the college. But what that was is that I was sharing, or selling, if you want to call it that, an education that I truly believed in. And I'm doing the same thing with Beachbody. So just kind of want to put that out there for you. We're not a pyramid scheme. We don't operate the same way. We're not illegal. We wouldn't be in business right now if we were a pyramid scheme. So I hope that's been a little helpful for you. And if you have any questions, message me or Megan, and we'll be happy to expand further upon it.